I have a collective reading here on my table that starts with the Tower and the Judgment in reverse. There's a sudden realization that you're having about an aspect of yourself. Um, Something that you're awakening to, or that I don't think you've awakened to yet, but you're getting there, because the Judgment is not in the upright. This Judgment is a little different than your typical Judgment card. There's two cats in it, and instead of coming out of coffins, they're facing one another, and that's telling me that you're on your way to finding a piece of you that you have lost. And in your past position here, you have the King of Wands. There was something that you had a focus on, that you were mastering, that you were putting all of your time and energy and effort into, that wasn't allowing you to see this aspect of you with the Ace of Air in reverse. This person here at the bottom of the card is coming home to something, and so in the reverse, it's like there was a leaving home, maybe a piece of you that got lost along the way. Maybe it just was avoided intentionally. I don't think so. I think though that your focus has just been on something in the material realm, something that you have been passionate about with that King of Wands. Whether this is like a passion, for example, whether this is something that you're just interested in and you want to pursue, the knowledge or whatever, or if this is just life saying, hey, this is what needs to be done and you need to put your focus on it. While that's not like I wouldn't call that a passion project or anything, it's still something that takes your time and attention. So whatever this focus is, though, that's what's been on your mind. That's what's been leading your life in a way that hasn't allowed for this aspect of you to come through. It's also the Ace of Air, which is the Ace of Swords, which we have here in your present position, and I'll get there when I get there, but I just wanted to point that out, because, well, I'll just talk about that later. Anyways, it's paired with the Ace of Earth, and this particular Ace of Earth, I'm going to show you the cards, don't worry. This Ace of Earth is in the reverse also. Both of these aces are, but when I look at this card today, I see this person, I think it's a statue, but it's holding a ball in the air. It almost feels like that, I don't remember the god, but the one that holds the earth on his shoulders. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's unimportant here, or at least I think it is. It might be important to you. But, okay, well, maybe it's like having the weight on your shoulders, right? The weight of the world on your shoulders. Maybe this is a burden. I don't know. But anyways, this is your past, so I don't want to linger on it too long. But when I look at this card, I feel a sense of head in the clouds, but it's in the reverse. And so let me show you both of these together. Actually, I'll show you all three. I'm sorry. So this is your King of Wands here. And then we've got the Ace of Swords and then the Ace of Pentacles. And this one here feels like very much head in the clouds sort of vibe. It's in the reverse though. And so I almost feel like whatever this passion is, whatever this thing that has taken your attention is, has not allowed you to go within to the subconscious and dive deep and figure out who you are, who this missing piece of you is, or not even who, but like, I don't even know if it's a missing aspect of you so much as your abilities, right? Because the king is very able. Sorry about the dog. He barks at the wind, but right now he's barking at other dogs. I apologize for that. So when we move into your present position, we have the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Now, I mentioned the, oh, these are both aces. Oh my goodness gracious. That didn't even occur to me. I said that I would tell you about this Ace of Swords while I was staring at the Ace of Swords. And I didn't even realize that they were both aces. I don't know why, but I think I thought that one of these was a page. But anyways. Yes, okay, so that even solidifies what I was about to say even more. So the King of Wands here in your past, with the Ace of Air. So the aces are, well, there's several things. Ace of Air specifically, because it's of air, the air element. It can be lots of things, communication, all sorts of stuff. But what I'm honing in on here is a truth. Some people call this sword here the sword of truth. And so this is, again, your truth, right? So where I was going to go in your present position here is that you're avoiding, or I don't want to say avoiding it. That feels too intentional. It's more like, you don't have time for, maybe, the truth, okay? And I say that because your Ace of Swords is in reverse here, which it was in the beginning also. So here we still have this Ace of Swords in the reverse, this sort of truth in the reverse, and it's with the Six of Swords. I'll show these to you real quick before I move forward. But paired together, it's like there's a leaving behind of the truth. And I don't mean truth in the obvious sense, the 3D sense, right? I mean this as your truth. Who, again, I don't know if it's an aspect of you or just something, a characteristic, or an ego. I guess that would be a characteristic, an ego aspect. But I think it's more of like abilities, honestly, like what you're capable of. I think there's an avoidance. That's the word I'm looking for with the Six of Swords. I don't think you're walking away from anything, as the Six of Swords might imply, moving on to calmer waters, right? I think it's more of you are avoiding. No, not avoiding. I don't remember what word I said. Maybe that is the word. Avoiding. I don't think it's avoiding. I don't think you're doing this intentionally. I just think that it's like, you know, when you get so focused on the 3D, right? It's like, I don't have time for that. That's kind of what it feels like. I don't have time to put into that. But if this is like your great work, which kind of, now that I'm saying that, your card that is clarifying this is called the Great Way. But if this is your great work, like who you're on earth to become or to show the world in a way that teaches, then there is some sort of avoidance, whether it's intentional or not. It's like there's there's something getting in the way. So anyways, it's again, I said it's clarified by the Great Way card. The Great Way card is the Chariot. Here it doesn't feel very Chariot-like. I'm going to show you the card and then I'm going to take it back because I need to look at it. But when I see this card, every single time I see this card, it tells me something different. This time it feels like two things. First, it feels like a manipulation. And I say that because I'm going to show you one more time. I want you to see what I see. That man, I'm covering a female body parts, but that man, or whoever that is, I guess it's a man, yeah. In the uppermost part of this card, he has two hands wrapped around his chest. He has one wrapped around his chest and one wrapped around his head. And those feel very much like someone controlling him, right? Whether this is you controlling yourself, not letting the universe just take you where you need to go with the flow, so to speak. I mean, it is the Chariot card, right? And the Chariot goes. I'm not sure he goes with the flow, but it does feel like a manipulation of either you manipulating yourself, some outside force in the 3D manipulating you, maybe in your immediate vicinity, or maybe society manipulating you, and it's manipulating your thoughts. And so, for example, say society thinks that this is the idea of success, right? Because again, well, I didn't say this yet. So the Chariot card is a card of success. So maybe you have this idea in your head of what is successful, what people think that you should do in order to be successful. When in reality, maybe it's something different and you're going against your own truth of what successful is to you. Now that's one interpretation, is that, the manipulation aspect. But another, and I think that it's actually not two interpretations. I think it's all one. But the other aspect of this card is that, again, his head is in the clouds, just like over here with the feeling I got with the Ace of Earth. His head is in the clouds, and it's like you're still in your current position, maybe avoiding that in-depth thought process. It may not even be a thought process. It could just be a feeling. Like when you give yourself time to sit and contemplate or not contemplate, just sit in silence and go within, in the depths, into your mental space, head in the clouds, right? Then truths come out, right? Your truth will surface. And that's kind of how this feels. This man is like surfacing behind those clouds. And maybe that's the judgment too, is the surfacing, the real, that realization, that tower, that awakening moment, coming to yourself, seeing the truth. Again, though, these are all in reverse, so there's some sort of blockage. There's something keeping you from this, and it's something in the physical, the 3D. There's something so real and or to you, right? And so literal to you that you're missing the depths. So in your future placement, you have Temperance in reverse, or we have Temperance in reverse, paired with the Two of Air in reverse and the Nine of Fire. So the Temperance can be a card of balance. It can, in this particular card, I do feel that. I always feel that with Temperance. But I also this kind of paired with the Two of Air is giving me decision vibes, but I'll get there when I get to the Two of Air. But I was feeling that in your future placement, because of the Temperance, you're going to have to, not you're going to have to, let me see how to phrase that. There will be a need. I don't know how to say that any better. You're being asked to. I feel like, though, there's going to be a need for moderation. And it's in relation to the King of Wands. Whatever this focus is that's stealing your attention away from your true path, your great work, who you really are, whatever this is, you are going to best benefit by doing whatever it is in moderation. It's the focus has to come off of it. And this is because I said this is a decision, right? This is, or decision related. This is the decision. I see that both of these Temperance and Two of Air are in reverse. But you see there's 2 cups here in the Temperance. And then we have 2 towers or whatever they are in the background of this Two of Air. This is going to require a decision. Like you can't just skirt it by saying, oh, I'll just keep going on with life and see what happens. No, this is a conscious decision to take this King of Wands situation in moderation. Which I think is why these are both in the reverse. Because if they were in the upright, I would be inclined to say that you have made that decision. And that you are working in moderation or doing whatever this is in moderation. But because they're in the reverse, this is going to require some sort of action from you. And it's paired with the Nine of Fire in the upright, which I like to see because this card, to me, feels like a coming home card, a coming to yourself card. And I say that because I don't know if you'll be able to pick this up on the camera, but there is a woman in the foreground, and she seems like maybe not an old woman, but an older, well, I mean, she's got a cane here, so maybe she is old, but an older woman here looking toward this small figure in the background. And this seems like a small girl, right? And so it's sort of like future self, past self, right? And she appears to be heading towards this little girl. I mean, she's standing still at the moment, but it's like she's in contemplation of moving towards this little girl, moving towards herself. A coming home, right? A coming home to who she really is and who she's meant to be. And, you know, I forgot to mention with the Two of Air, that's sometimes what I see in this card is this person in the front, the foreground is you, and this here is your higher self, right? So there's a decision that's going to have to be made. You don't have to make it, but in order to achieve this coming home, a decision is going to have to be made to back off a little on the 3D. Go within and figure out this truth that you've been missing. That's been muddled. It's been muddled in all of the day-to-day crap. I'm going to get one more card for you. This is from Between Worlds. It's my favorite Oracle deck right now. I think I already shuffled this. I'll shuffle it one more time. All right, one flipped. We got the healer. I mean, this is a healing of you. Let's see where we can... I mean, that's essentially what this is healing your inner world, healing who you're supposed to be. Let's see. 83. I'm going to read this to you. It's pretty short. That's why I like, part of why I like this deck. All right. I'll show you the card. It says the healer, Virgo, Earth. Engulfed in light, the healer is able to hold and transmute hurt. They themselves have known pain and worked through wounds. Now they are a doula, caretaker, and guardian. The healer, however, does no actual healing. They tend to traumas, lay a patient path, and nourish where needed. Their work is in the collective liberation of all beings, but the healer takes no credit for what the healed ultimately do for themselves. I don't know. I do know. I feel. I don't know, I guess. I feel. That's what this whole spread is about, is who you are at the core is a healer. That's who you're meant to be. That is your great work. But you need to go within to make that realization. To see that tower, right? That's the tower. That's the sudden realization, right? And then that's also the awakening. That's who you're meant to become. You're meant to let go of all the ego, I don't want to say egotistical in the way of like, oh, I'm better than this person or anything like that. It's not that. That's not what I mean. It's like who you thought you were, who you think you are, who society tells us we should be, that sort of ego. So that's what's happening here, is letting go of that facade and basically, with the judgment, basically killing that idea of you and having a rebirth of the new you, right? Of who you're actually supposed to be. So that's what I have for you, collective. I will get back to zodiac signs eventually. It just doesn't fit in my schedule right now, but I did want to get something out. So this is it, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks.